Back in the OG studio.
Yeah, we are back. And not only back, but back where it all began.
In the den.
In the den.
In the den. I dig it.
Which,
it's been
honestly, it has been a while. But if we've proved anything in this year of podcasting,
P-casting,
we've proven that you can do it dang near anywhere.
Dang near anywhere.
Dang near anywhere. So don't let a location or lack thereof stop you from.
Yeah, don't let it stop. You can be as simple or as complicated as you want to make it.
Starting that podcast. Yeah. Don't let that be a limitation. I know how we like to, our minds like to make limitations.
Yeah.
Or reasons and
excuses.
Ultimately.
Oh, there it is.
Excuses, ultimately.
Remember that old church song? Excuses, excuses. You hear them every day.
No.
Really?
No. I don't think Greystone ever did that one. And I haven't heard it at Liberty yet. So,
oh, man. It's like an old Southern gospel song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I did work a Southern Gospel Quartet thing.
You did? Mr. RoboCam
as a cam op.
Add that to the little
that was fun, dude. That was fun.
Yeah.
I think there's some sort of unwritten rule, though, to where you can't be a performer in a quartet group without having at least one key change per song.
Yeah, key changes, also like half a can of pomade in the hair.
There was some pomade.
You got to have the shiny hair.
And then they had the, they called it the B3, but it's the portable organ.
Oh, yeah.
Got to have that organ in there. So, yeah, it was fun.
Well, you got to know what key you're starting in.
Well, I mean, you have piano.
Yeah. Whether you end up there or not, like, you got to know where you start.
That's true. That's true. But today, what I would like to discuss with you is a number of ways that you can start taking advantage of video.
Yes.
In the future without, here's the kicker, without speaking to camera.
Ooh.
Because this is intimidating. And a lot of people don't want to do that.
We've actually received a lot of feedback about this topic.
That's exactly what keeps a lot of people I know from doing video.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to talk about today is ways that you can use video because it is powerful and it is the best way to reach new audiences on social media today. But you can do it number of ways without ever speaking to the camera.
Well, and again, we've had a lot of folks comment on this where, you know, whether we're talking to an individual, whether we're talking to a business, they have specifically said to us, I want to do video.
Right.
I know I need video, but I just can't talk on camera. I don't like being on camera.
Guess what? You don't have to.
You don't have to, and we're going to talk about those ways.
Hey, and while we're on that topic, if you want to maybe elevate the look of your video footage.
We have a way for that.
We got a way. It's basically a filter. Basically a filter. If we're talking social media, people are familiar with filters, right? You throw a filter atop your footage. I think I used that word right.
I think you did. Atop, yeah.
I love trying to
It would definitely not be in under. It's definitely going to be
a bottom.
But it's our blue collar LUT.
It's our blue collar LUT. Yeah, you can give that a download. It's free. There's a link in the description.
Description below.
And we like to throw that. I throw it on my iPhone footage all the time.
I do as well.
So it looks really good
over on the talk
cell phone footage. Just kind of gives it an extra little pop to
drag and drop, plug and play.
Changes the look of it a bit. You know, maybe it didn't look like cell phone content at that point.
True.
Anyways,
very true.
Give it a go. Give it a download. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. I'd love to see what you're creating with the blue collar LUT.
Ooh, there you go.
Maybe send that over to us, tag us in a post. Anyways, meat and taters, Jared. Get us the meat and taters. We are talking about ways to utilize video without actually being on camera.
And I think the easiest, I mean, literally, I can't think of an easier way to utilize video than with a time lapse.
Ooh. So what is a time lapse?
Well, I mean, you can do it a number of ways. Some people will literally just set their phone up and hit record.
Yep.
And they'll just record it in real time, and then you speed the clip up. That takes a little bit of post-production knowledge. Like you've got to speed the clip up so that it, you know, the motion's really fast, and what took you 3 hours in real life actually just showed in 30 seconds or whatever your limit was, right? So time-lapse is basically a sped-up version of time elapsing.
Yeah, what you're doing.
Yeah, what you're doing. And so the reason why I don't think there's an easier way to do this is because you literally find some way. You don't even have to use a tripod, but you find some way to set a phone that can record what you are doing, and that's it.
Folks, this is the Ronco Easy Bake Oven of video content. You set it and forget it.
Yeah, I don't know what Ronco is, but
Y'all, you don't remember the Ronco commercials. Anyways, yeah, he made this oven, and literally the catchphrase was "Set it and forget it for 3 easy payments of $33.33."
there you go. This doesn't cost you anything,
Right, it doesn't cost you anything, and literally the fun thing about a time lapse too is it kind of branches into another way to use video without being on camera. Which we'll talk about here in a second, but like you literally set the camera up, you forget it's there, but it's capturing what you're doing throughout whatever your process is. So if you're a construction company, it may be you digging out a job site to reconstruct a new building. I know across the road they're redoing the TCAT.
Right.
Would have been cool to have time lapse of that. Or maybe you're a painter. You can literally show the before and after of a room that you're painting.
Yep.
So there's so many different ways. It's literally just a easy way to document a process.
I mean, literally your involvement is, I mean, I don't know about Androids. I'm sure they have the feature, but I know specifically
iPhone has the time lapse.
iPhone in the camera app. You don't have to download a new app or know anything else. You slide over to the time lapse feature. You set your frame up and you hit the button record, and you're going to go do the job that you were going to do anyways.
Yep.
But now you have it captured.
Yeah.
And so your involvement literally is setting your frame up, hitting record. Hopefully you remember to go stop the recording because it's going to be lengthy otherwise.
It's going to eat your memory up.
But you go stop the recording and then you post it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Done.
That's literally your involvement.
Dunzo.
It's not having to move the camera a bunch of ways and places and things like that. It's so easy to use time lapses, and people eat time lapses up because it is such a cool way to show something progressing.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't sleep on time lapses. That's probably the simplest way.
I will say this too with a time lapse, and really with any of these that we're going to talk about today. The best way to maximize that time lapse, let's just say you are going to put it on social media. The best way to maximize that is you want to have a good caption.
Yeah.
That explains the process. Like, here was my starting point. Here's what I did in between. Obviously, they're going to see that in the time lapse, but captions are very powerful.
Yeah.
That's where you're educating your audience. Maybe you're entertaining them a little bit.
Yeah.
So with all of these tips, make sure if you are posting to social media, it's got some powerful captioning behind it.
The caption's important, but also I like to have text on screen for the first couple seconds. Like, for instance, you mentioned a painter the other day or earlier already. So like you're thinking if somebody's painting a bedroom or whatever.
Paint this room with me.
Paint this room with me, watch this room transform in 20 seconds. Like, something that tells the viewer what they're going to be watching, and then they just sit there and they're glued to it. Yeah. That's what time lapse is.
I mean, I literally posted a video yesterday and I said, load a roll of film with me.
Yeah.
That was the text. It went away, and then I loaded a roll of film.
There you go. So that kind of brings into the second one, BTS, behind the scenes. We've been watching them for decades without realizing it. Maybe you realized it, maybe you didn't. But like after a movie, this used to be how it worked out, right? After a movie came out and you watched it, there would be a behind the scenes look at how it was produced, some of the behind the scenes look of the set. You're getting some candid stuff with the actors, all those things. But we ate that up because that was something that you otherwise were never privy to.
Yeah, you see the process.
You see the process.
You see all the elements involved in creating that blockbuster Hollywood movie.
And I think a lot of people sleep on BTS because they think this is boring.
Yeah.
What I do is boring. No one is going to watch me do
XYZ thing.
But that's not the case. It's boring to you
because you do it every day.
Because you do it every day.
Yeah.
It's easy to you. It's second nature to you. It's mundane to you, even in some cases.
Yeah.
But guess who it's not mundane or boring to?
The person who is glued to the screen watching it
because they've never seen this before, right? Like, so the BTS, those things are really, really, really powerful, and people, I mean, they're engaging. Like they're really easy to watch because, again, I've not seen this part of this process. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole show, how it's made.
Yep.
It's basically behind the scenes of how things are made.
How Colgate toothpaste gets into that tube.
Dirty Jobs, same thing. That's obviously Mike Rowe's a big piece of that, but it's basically, at the end of the day, just a big look behind the scenes of some of those filthy jobs.
Well, too, if we're talking, again, social media usage, I know Moseri himself, I think that's his name, from Instagram.
Yes.
In a lot of his updates on, algorithms, content, things like that, he has specifically mentioned before that behind-the-scenes footage is always, always going to perform well in the algorithm. Oh, yeah. And we've experienced that.
Yes.
Every time we post something behind the scenes, it soars.
Yeah.
People love seeing that.
You don't even necessarily have, I'm going to throw an asterisk in here. I didn't mean to. You don't even have to necessarily have it be video.
Right.
BTS
photo.
BTS photos are
carousels,
helpful.
things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
carousels are big right now.
When we set up an interview scene for a testimonial or something, the photos that we take literally from behind the camera, it shows the camera, the set, all those things.
We did that on Threads the other day and on Facebook.
Like people really enjoy seeing that process. Oh, I didn't know y'all had lights that you had to bring in and all those things. And so BTS, it's the people who watch it and enjoy it are people who enjoy it because it's not there every day. Well, it's interesting to them.
It is interesting too. And also depending on the industry that you're in, I think it adds a good value proposition.
True.
And you just uttered the statement that we hear all the time is, oh, I didn't realize you guys had to bring all this in.
Yeah.
So like in our industry specifically, people don't understand that no, it goes beyond just clicking a button on the camera. Like we have to know where to place the light.
Yeah.
We have to know, that we need light, period. But those things right there are so many good value proposition additions to your industry.
Yeah.
Because your industry, the finished product may look like, oh, yeah, they just whipped this up.
Yeah.
But whenever somebody sees, no, like these dudes, they humped it. They put in the work. They did XYZ thing. And again, regardless of industry, that adds value to your audience.
Yeah, it's a look under the hood, behind the curtain, however you want to call it. Behind the scenes is what it's called. But it's a look behind the things that people never get to see.
Yes.
And so it's a great way to showcase your expertise, all those things.
I dig it.
The next one is pretty easy too. Honestly, these are all pretty easy because they're all basically what we refer to as B-roll. And people, it was a time where B-roll was kind of loosely thrown around.
Yeah.
As basically anything that was slow-mo.
Yeah.
Back
Thank you, Peter McKinnon.
Yeah. Everything in
And
slow-mo
others.
was considered B-roll, which... Yeah, sure, whatever. But B-roll is basically something that you are not using the audio from to go on top of your A-roll. Right. All these things are just great B-roll things. But
B-roll is essentially the toppings on the cake.
Filming actions. Okay, that's what I titled this section right here. Is filming actions, and literally that can be as simple as if I'm writing
if you're journaling.
If I'm journaling, film, set up a camera.
Yeah.
Film you rattling in the journal.
Yeah. And you're not actually addressing camera. That's the beautiful thing about it. Again,
No.
with all of these, like you're on camera.
Yes.
Which is important.
Yeah,
it's
you do
important
need
for
to
you
show
be
your
on camera,
face periodically.
But you're not directing your attention to the camera. It's just a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
It's catching stuff.
Maybe it's as simple as you film a shot of you leaving the house, walking out your front door. Yep. You film yourself pouring a cup of coffee.
Yep.
All these things are opportunities for you to stitch a few of them together into 15, 20 seconds, whatever the real length is, and offer some sort of value.
Yeah. Think of it as a mini vlog.
Yeah. But it's filming the actions that you do every day.
And then powerful caption, maybe text on screen as well. Powerful text on screen.
Now, if you're a business, this could literally be something as simple as you film your job site meeting or something like that. When the team's all together in the first bit of the morning, you film 10 seconds of that.
Maybe you've got Rhonda, the secretary, sending out emails to the team.
Yeah.
Like anything, any action.
Whatever
it
is. It's at the copier. It's all those things. They're just film those actions that you're already doing throughout the day.
Yeah.
And here's the great thing. You can reuse these.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Like
over and over and over.
The shot
and over
of me
again.
editing photos at a computer, like I can reuse that multiple times. I don't have to refilm it. I can just keep reusing it. So you start to build a catalog of these things. That's kind of the benefit of filming these mundane or everyday actions.
Easy, reusable.
If you're not good with text on screen, and hooks and those things like that, maybe you want to just explain it.
Yeah.
Maybe you just want to explain the process. Maybe you are a person who makes bread.
Yeah.
Right? I know sourdough was popular. I think it's died down a little bit because people realize the work that's involved with it.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but I mean,
it's dang good.
Payoff's great.
Yeah, dang good, but certainly a lot
But
of work.
let's just say for this example, someone's a sourdough bread maker, right? And you don't want to do like a Martha Stewart tutorial addressing the camera and say, so now
Rachel
we're going to need
Ray.
the da-da-da-da-da, right? So you film these actions of you putting the butter and the oil and all the things, right?
Yeah.
You film the actions. You put it together in a linear timeline of sorts, and then you do a voiceover.
So you're just talking through.
Yeah, you're just basically the narrator, or the guide to
Of
this
your movie.
tour right?
Yeah.
I'm here. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm kneading the dough.
And again, the ease of it is you can literally do that with your phone. Most phones have voice memo recordings.
Yeah. No video required.
No video required. No fancy audio gear required. Literally your phone's microphone.
And here's the cool part about it. If you want to put your visual, like we'll just take Instagram, for example.
Yeah.
If you want to put your visuals in the Instagram timeline that you're making a reel with.
Yeah, you can edit in there.
There's a button that says voiceover.
Yeah.
And guess what? Like you can record in the app.
Yep.
Same with like TikTok and
TikTok
these other ones. They have these features to where you can do voiceovers. And the great thing too is like if you want to, which I suggest, you can even have it add captions for you. So like all these things can be done within the app. But voiceover,
no editing software required.
No editing software.
I know you're like a bummer when it comes to like editing on your phone, but I will say this: at first they were atrocious, but now Instagram editing is easy. They've done a really good job at working on their editing timeline. So is TikTok. It's good as well. I edit in the app most of the time for my reels and TikToks.
I guess my biggest gripe with it is,
well, you got a tiny screen.
Well, the real estate's an issue, but like even still, I can't be doubly efficient,
right?
In the sense of my thumb can literally only touch one thing at one time, whereas like if I'm keyboard and mousing it, like I'm doubly as efficient with what I'm doing. So like I'm just, to me, and this won't be the case for everybody, but for me, it's worth the extra little bit of time that it takes to airdrop the media to my laptop and bring it into DaVinci, just because I'm not going to get frustrated.
Right, but you and I do it every day. For the average person that doesn't have editing software on their computer, like their editing is perfectly fine for daily.
It's pretty
work.
Intuitive too. Like you split your clip. Like okay, cool.
You can
I
split it, delete,
and
it will even auto cut things for you now.
That's true. If you hit your, I know if you throw your media in and you select a song, there's usually a button there that says auto cut, and it'll cut on the beats and stuff for you. At that point, all you got to do is do your voiceover if that's what you want to do. Like if you're narrating or demonstrating or educating a process, maybe at that point a voiceover would be very helpful.
Yes,
voiceovers are cool. You can even voice over a time lapse. So yeah, don't sleep on voiceovers. If you still want to be, educational without just relying on text on screen.
Well, and actually inject some of your personality too.
That's true.
People may want to hear your voice. Maybe you have a good radio voice.
Maybe you do have good radio voice.
Yeah, so inject that. That's you. That's part of your brand.
Voiceovers are really fun. They're really fun and effective. Very effective. We actually recommended that to our pal Emily for their maker duo.
And she's utilizing it.
Yeah. They were doing time lapses of a camper restoration. And it's like, okay, this was day 72 of the camper mod restoration, and we were tackling the bathroom floor. Right? So you're literally guiding the person along.
Well, they do it with every resto now. They just finished their little blue car.
Oh, they're done with it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I told them, I commented on one of the reels where she was doing a voiceover. I said, it's time to go do squirrely donuts in a parking lot with it.
Does that thing have enough power to do that?
I doubt it.
Okay.
It had to be really icy.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking Antarctic ice caps.
Because it's not a Triumph, is it? It's a
it's Triumph.
Oh, is it Triumph? Okay.
I think.
It's the Harry Potter car.
Yeah.
But the Harry Potter look-alike car. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Squirrel there. Sorry
Maybe
about
it's an MG. I don't know. Either way, Triumph MG or Ford. One of the two.
Is not sleep over on the power of voiceover.
Whoa. That's a lot of overs.
Sleep on.
Yeah, sleep on.
Man, my preposition usage
that was a lot of overs there, but it's okay.
There.
We get the point.
Yeah, use voiceovers.
I did.
And the last one takes a little bit more forethought, but man, are they always engaging because they're so intriguing.
Yes.
It's POVs. Point of view. Like for a photographer, it's as simple as getting that cell phone clip, right? That goes on your little cold shoe or hot shoe.
Yep.
I'm confused as to which one those are now.
Well, it's a hot shoe if it actually helps with camera control. It's a cold shoe if it's just a mount.
Okay, well, you put it in your hot shoe because this could accept flash. But anyway, you put your cell phone on top of your camera. You record a few clips. Shows the lens, all those things, and then you get to pop in and show your finished photos. So like that's as simple as BTS and POV at that point, but you're showing the point of view of the photographer that most people never get to see.
Right.
If you are an excavator operator, this could be a POV from your cab of the boom arm doing its thing. Right?
I like seeing GoPros on the boom itself. That's always fun.
That's fun. That's always fun. But basically,
that's a side note.
You show a point of view that no one else ever gets to see, Right. And again, you think it's boring because you sit in an excavator operator chair all day long and you're like, nobody would ever want to watch this.
Right.
But guess what? They do. So you show that POV. Maybe it's as simple as you strapping a GoPro to your chest. If you are someone who...
If you're a psycho, they make a mouthpiece mount for the GoPro as well.
I do have a GoPro. I've got a mouthpiece.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, I just, bite down real hard.
Do you actually use it?
I do.
Interesting. Interesting. I think, too, that the cool thing with POV is it actually encompasses all but one of these in the same swipe.
That's why they're freaking effective.
Right. The only thing that doesn't encompass, unless you do a voiceover, is the voiceover. But it's literally a time lapse. You're showing a process.
Yep.
It is literally behind the scenes because most people don't see that point of view from behind the scenes. And it's an action. You're filming an action that you're doing. And like you said, POVs are so engaging. I was actually watching a TikTok yesterday about this specifically for our industry.
Right.
And the reason that POV is so incredible for our industry is, let's just say you take like a wedding filmmaker.
Right.
And they've got the phone going on top of their camera and it's showing their monitor, what the monitor's seeing. What that does is that shows the difference of, hey, yes, this iPhone video is very nice. Like iPhones have come a long way as far as their capabilities. But it also shows still yet the stark difference in having the big rig.
Yeah.
So it shows, yes, while this video of this rig doing this thing looks great, wait till you see the finished product.
Yeah.
So for our industry, it's very powerful, again, at value proposition.
Right. That's true.
But that could be the case for any industry. But POV is so powerful, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm into medium format photography with waist level viewfinders, and those videos I can watch all day long of people literally just looking through the viewfinder of their medium format camera.
Yeah. POVs are fun, and they're just, again, it's a viewpoint that few people get to see unless you are literally that person. But they take a little bit of forethought.
It does. You've got to have some equipment.
You maybe have to rig it, but also it can be literally as simple. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched the show Cops.
Yep.
Now every cop's got the little.
Yeah, they got the body cam.
They've got the body cam. Yep. Guess what that is? That's the cop's point of view.
Yep.
Right? It's there for legal purposes and everything else. Now it's taken on a different meaning and reasoning.
Right.
But like the point is like that's still a point of view to capture something that the dude's just doing. Right?
Yep.
They're just doing their job, and this thing is just documenting that and allowing us as consumers to look in on it.
I used to love
back
Cops.
end. Yeah, I've not watched it in a while.
My kids still to this day on a weekly basis request the theme song in the car.
Yeah?
They love it.
There's a theme song?
It's an actual song, yeah.
Oh, dang.
Bad Boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a real song.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What you gonna
boys,
do? Yeah, I got
boys.
you.
What you gonna do? Yeah.
But
Kids request it weekly.
guess what? These are all things that you can start using video today.
Minimal effort.
Don't have to work at talking under the camera. Now, if you're someone who does eventually want to graduate to some sort of talking head situation,
these are a great way to get the toes wet, dip them in.
Because here's what you're going to eventually end up doing. At some point, you're probably going to dabble in tweaking and editing a bit. Maybe you're going to change the look a little bit. So you're going to slowly start to develop some skills.
Well, you might get more comfortable.
You're going to get more comfortable.
You're on camera without a dressing camera. You're going to get more comfortable with this thing.
Yeah, that's because it's not natural.
It may become your friend, actually. You may realize, hey, this thing's powerful for me.
Yeah. So if you're a business, if you're someone who has a desire to grow a personal brand, I was hesitant because my first love, and still to this day, is photo. So like I was a little slow to embrace video content. You know, I wallered in my sorrows there for a bit when Instagram, like, this used to be a beautiful place where I could post a photo and someone would interact with just my photo because it was a good photo. Yeah. Right now it's just not that. So like, I wallowed in my pity there for a bit. I have. I've embraced it.
No, I'm saying like if you want that type of platform, redirect to the photo app, FOTO. That's all it is. It's a portfolio.
Oh,
wonderful.
Well, anyways, if you're a business or someone who's trying to grow a personal brand, you can't ignore the fact that video is what's getting pushed. And the reason why it's simple. It really is. And I've slowly admitted this and come to terms with it. But like the maker of an app, their goal is to increase their user base, but also increase the amount of time that someone spends within their app.
Yeah.
The reason why
they need
is because
sponsor dollars,
for sponsors, ads, all those things. But if think about it, how long does it take for you to look at a photo?
Done.
Oh, maybe you even diagnose it for a bit. Maybe you analyze it for 30 seconds.
Yep.
Versus a video that
captures
is
my attention.
40 seconds. If you watch all that, well, that's 40 seconds. So that's already an increase. Then you scroll and you see another video because again,
there's many reasons why video is more engaging.
It is. Plus, too, it's a lazy way to consume.
Yeah.
The reason why movies are popular.
I don't have to read the book.
Right?
Sorry for all you bookworms. Sorry for all you bookworms out there.
Nothing wrong with books. No. I'm sure the book is better. Like everyone will argue that.
Sure.
However, my involvement is a lot harder to read a book. I got to have time. I've got to use my brain.
Yeah, brain power.
That's limited these days.
I can't just rot my brain.
No. But again, these are ways that you can start using video in your business, growing your personal brand, whatever, without ever having to address the camera. Yeah. Because, again, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
You're going to stammer. You're going to say a lot. You're going to hate the way you look and sound.
Yep.
These are all ways where you can start to get comfortable with video, start using its power, and, again, just not have to do the painful portion of looking and talking to a camera.
Agreed. And with that, there are some things that I would love to see from our audience. If you did like this episode and it resonated, I want to know in the comments how you're utilizing video.
Yeah.
What is your favorite one of these that we've talked about? Are you a BTS person? Are you a time-lapse person?
Yeah.
And what industry are you in? I'd like to know that too.
That's true.
Are you a personal brand? Are you a business? And how are you utilizing that? Put that down in the comments below. That'd be fun.
Listen, even if you're not utilizing it, this would be fun to hear because all you've got to do is think about what sucks you in.
Yep.
What do you find yourself going down rabbit holes of when you're on social media?
Make that.
Yeah. Why did it suck you in? Because it was interesting.
Make that.
Guess what? Someone's going to find your version of that interesting.
Yeah.
So, go make that.
Also, there are some things that our audience can do for us that would be greatly appreciated. What are those?
Leave us a review.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. Rate us on those listening platforms that still do stars.
Yep. Stars and bars.
Hopefully we're a 5-star, but you know what? If we're 1-star, leave us that too.
Yeah, we read them all. Not going to hurt our feelings. They are all good feedback.
If you know someone who is looking to get into video, maybe they are a shy person. Yeah, maybe they are that introvert, scared of a camera, all those things. I'm telling you, these are easy. Like I literally filmed just at our Star Fitness Media Day.
I filmed like 4 or 5.
2 days ago. Yeah, 3 of them were time lapses.
And then we did 2 talking bits.
Like it's really easy at this point to create video content. Don't let it become daunting and become an excuse. And
Get to it.
That's all you got to do.
And on that note, Jared, here's the hard part.
Just hit record. Oh, no, we'll see you guys later.
I didn't make that very hard.
See ya.